Welcome to Coin Explorer. Imagine picking up a simple 1965 United States quarter dollar and thinking it is just another ordinary coin used in daily transactions. It feels normal, looks familiar, and carries the same design that millions of people have seen for decades. But hidden behind this ordinary appearance is a fascinating story tied to history, minting changes, collector psychology, and verified auction records. Most viewers skip over coins without ever studying their details, yet collectors know that specific years can carry unique significance. The 1965 quarter is not just a piece of metal, it represents a turning point in American coin production. That single fact alone makes it worthy of close attention. As you watch carefully, you will begin to understand why some coins gain serious collector interest while others remain common. Every small detail on this coin contributes to its identity. Stay with me, because each layer of information builds toward a clearer picture. At first glance, the front of the coin shows the well-known portrait of George Washington facing left. Above his head, the word Liberty is clearly inscribed, forming a strong visual frame. To the side of the portrait, the phrase, "In God We Trust," appears in a balanced and traditional style. The date 1965 sits at the bottom, marking a year that changed the composition of U.S. quarters forever. The design itself looks similar to earlier Washington quarters, which is why many people never notice anything special about it. However, experienced collectors always pay attention to the date before anything else. The year alone can reveal important historical context. Even the smallest elements of spacing, strike quality, and surface texture can attract professional evaluation. This is why a simple visual inspection can lead to deeper analysis. The more closely you observe, the more the coin begins to tell its story. Now, turn the coin over and observe the reverse design carefully. The eagle is displayed with wings spread wide, symbolizing strength and national identity. Above the eagle, the phrase "E pluribus unum" is placed neatly, reinforcing the historic symbolism of the coin. Surrounding the upper rim are the words "United States of America," creating a bold circular border. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly struck, giving the coin its official identity. On well-preserved examples, the feather details and branch elements remain sharp and visually appealing. On circulated coins, these details may appear softer due to years of handling. This difference in detail is one of the first things collectors evaluate. Every line, edge, and texture adds to the overall grading potential. Even slight wear can influence how a coin is perceived in the collector market. The year 1965 is especially important because it marked the transition from silver quarters to copper-nickel-clad composition. Before 1965, quarters were made with a high silver content, which gave them intrinsic metal value. Due to rising silver prices and economic pressure, the U.S. Mint introduced a new clad structure starting in 1965. This decision changed the future of circulating coinage in a major way. Because of this transition, coins from this year hold historical relevance beyond their face value. Collectors often study transitional years more closely than standard years. The absence of mint marks in 1965 also adds a unique characteristic to these coins. This policy was implemented to discourage hoarding during the composition change. As a result, identifying production origin became less straightforward. That historical background alone makes the 1965 quarter an interesting subject of study. Condition plays one of the most powerful roles in determining collector attention. Most 1965 quarters entered heavy circulation and experienced long-term usage. This means high-grade, uncirculated examples are significantly less common than worn pieces. Coins that retain original mint luster, clean surfaces, and sharp strike detail are far more desirable. Even tiny contact marks can affect grading outcomes under professional examination. Collectors often use magnification and proper lighting to inspect these subtle features. A coin that appears ordinary at first glance may reveal impressive preservation upon closer inspection. The difference between circulated and uncirculated condition can be dramatic. This is why preservation is always a key factor in the numismatic world. Another detail that attracts collector interest is strike quality. During 1965, the Mint was producing coins at a very high volume to meet national demand. High production pressure sometimes resulted in variations in strike sharpness. Some coins display stronger details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, while others appear slightly softer. These differences are part of the production process rather than defects. Collectors often compare multiple examples to identify superior strikes. A well-struck coin naturally stands out when placed beside an average one. This visual distinction can influence grading and collector demand. Subtle quality differences often separate ordinary coins from standout specimens. Surface preservation is another critical factor that collectors never ignore. Original surfaces that remain untouched and free from cleaning marks are highly valued. Improper cleaning can permanently damage the coin's natural texture and reduce collector appeal. Even minor polishing can alter the reflective quality of the surface. Coins stored in protective holders often maintain better luster and detail over decades. Environmental exposure, humidity, and rough handling all leave visible effects over time. That is why long-term preservation history can influence market perception. A well-preserved coin tells a story of careful handling and protection. Auction records also play a significant role in shaping how certain coins are perceived. In documented cases, exceptionally preserved and professionally certified coins can achieve remarkable auction results. For the 1965 quarter, a rare, authenticated, and extremely high-grade example has been associated with an auction price reaching $457,000. This figure reflects the condition, rarity, certification, and collector demand for that specific specimen. It is important to understand that such results apply only to verified elite examples. The majority of 1965 quarters remain common circulation coins. Auction headlines usually focus on the finest known pieces rather than average examples. This distinction helps maintain realistic expectations in the collecting community. Collector psychology adds another layer of fascination to coins like this. Many collectors are drawn to coins connected with historical transitions. The 1965 quarter represents a shift in material composition, making it historically meaningful. This connection increases its educational and collectible interest. However, experienced collectors rely on authentication rather than hype. Certified grading reports provide measurable evidence of a coin's quality. Emotional excitement alone does not determine long-term value. Data, grading, and rarity must align together. This balanced approach keeps the market stable and informed. Professional grading services evaluate coins using strict and standardized methods. They examine authenticity, condition, strike quality, and surface preservation in detail. A certified grade becomes a universal reference point for collectors worldwide. Higher grade coins naturally attract stronger attention in auctions and collections. Certification also protects buyers by confirming originality. Without proper grading, even a visually appealing coin may not gain serious recognition. Documentation builds trust within the numismatic market and supports accurate evaluation. Historical context further enhances the importance of the 1965 quarter. This coin reflects a period when economic factors directly influenced coin production decisions. The removal of silver from circulating quarters marked a significant policy change. Studying such coins provides insight into financial and industrial history. Each coin becomes a small historical artifact rather than just currency. The design continuity alongside composition change makes 1965 particularly unique. This combination of familiarity and transition attracts both new and experienced collectors. Market demand for historically significant coins remains steady among collectors worldwide. Coins linked to major transitions tend to maintain long-term relevance. While millions of 1965 quarters were produced, only a small portion remain in exceptional condition today. This imbalance between supply and top condition availability creates selective demand. Auctions typically highlight the finest certified specimens rather than average circulation coins. Knowledgeable collectors always differentiate between common and elite-grade coins using research and verification. Careful evaluation is essential before forming any conclusions about a coin's value. Not every coin from a notable year carries extraordinary worth. Factors such as grade, rarity, certification, and preservation must all align. Casual assumptions based only on the date can be misleading. Verified auction records provide context rather than guarantees. Each coin must be judged individually based on measurable characteristics. Responsible collectors rely on facts and proper authentication instead of speculation. So, next time you see a 1965 quarter, look at it more closely. Most are ordinary, but a rare certified example once reached around $457,000 at auction. Small details can change everything.